Welcome to Essentials Explained. My name is Luke, and today we're going to walk through a case interview for a medical device company. This interview is focused on a pricing question for a new product being brought to market. It is a mix of qualitative and quantitative questions intended to gauge your general business acumen and ability to solve problems in a structured way.
Our client is Heartco. They are a company that manufactures medical devices, specifically cardiovascular stents. They have developed a revolutionary product positioned to replace the current products in the market. This product, Device A, is the first of its kind, and Heartco wants to launch Device A in the US market and then evaluate expansion into Europe and other geographies. They are an estimated 2 years ahead of competition. For our first clarifying question, we might want to ask, what is a cardiovascular stent?
This is really important. Make sure you understand what the product is and what it's being used for. I think sometimes candidates come in and have the expectation that they think they're supposed to know every product in existence or every industry really well, and that's not the case. You're not expected to know what all these things are. You're expected to understand, if I don't know what it is, I need to ask. And I need to ask, what is this product used for? So make sure you ask these questions up front so you really understand the case context.
A stent is a small tube your healthcare provider can put inside your artery to keep it open after they remove plaque. This helps blood get through your artery more easily. So now that we have a base understanding of the product, let's move into the first question. How do you determine what price to charge for Device A? What issues need to be considered? So the main 3 ways to think about pricing are competitive benchmarking, or what is the market charging, cost base, which is what does it cost to produce, plus a potential fixed margin, and then finally value based, or what is it actually worth to my customers. Given this is a new product to market, we won't be able to use competitive benchmarking. So we'll need to rely on cost-based and value-based pricing methods to understand what price to charge for Device A.
This is a good example of altering a framework to match a specific situation, right? You have a framework for pricing. That is, we have market pricing, we have cost-based pricing, and we have value-based pricing. And a lot of people will go into a case and will just apply all 3 and say, let's look at all 3 of those. But what this case is really asking you to do is think critically about the situation. And because no one else is in the market, you can't do market-based pricing. So you're allowed to say, these are the options I would think about, but I'm going to knock this one out because it doesn't apply to the situation. That's totally fine. But make sure you are actually thinking about the situation. And if you're using a cookie cutter or a standardized template, that you're altering it to match your situation. This is what case interviews are really trying to test you on. It's not testing your ability to memorize 10 frameworks and be able to pull them out whenever. It's testing your ability to understand what frameworks might be helpful and how you can use them as a basis to solve your analysis. Tweak them, make small adjustments that fit into the business context of the exact situation you are working on.
But before diving into these 2 buckets, it would be helpful to understand the current pricing methodology for their current product and market, as this methodology will likely be a helpful benchmark for calculating our new pricing methodology. When I think about the cost-based perspective, I would want to understand, how much does it actually cost to produce product A? Is there any expected overhead needed to support the product? Any expected customer acquisition costs? Does Heartco or a client have a target profit margin they're trying to achieve? And what were research and development costs? On the value-based side, I would want to understand the benefits of product A over currently available product. Is there increased efficacy? Are there decreased side effects? Or any other things that would allow this product to be a serious improvement over current products on the market? And finally, what is the buyer's willingness to pay? What is the price sensitivity of our customers? So that all makes sense. What is the cost neutral point, or the point at which the cost of the new product equals that of the old product, given the following data? The hospital cost of an operation is $3,000 per patient. The old product is $1,000 per unit. The number of units needed per operation is 2 stents. The frequency of a repeat procedure using our existing product is 50%. And then the frequency of severe complication resulting in open heart surgery is 25%. So before diving into the math, you'd want to understand, is there any more information you would need to calculate this? So the way way we would calculate the cost neutral point is by calculating the base cost of the old procedure plus the complication cost, or the cost of repeat procedure or open heart surgery, and setting that equal to the base cost of the new procedure plus the complication cost of the new procedure. Or another way to lay that out would be to have our base cost of our existing product, which is $3,000, plus our product cost, which is 2 stents multiplied by $1,000 per unit, giving us $2,000 product cost, or a $5,000 base operational cost. And then our complication cost will be the frequency of a repeat procedure, so that is 50%, multiplied by the cost of the repeat procedure, so $5,000, giving us $2,500 as the expected cost of the repeat procedure. While we understand the frequency of severe complication is 25%, we don't have the cost of severe complication. So what we need is for our new product, the number of units per procedure, the frequency of repeat procedure, the frequency of severe complication, and then for both products, the cost of a severe complication. So if we ask for that information, we will find out that the number of product A units needed per operation are 2 stents, same as the base product. The frequency of repeat procedure using product A is 0%. The frequency of severe complication is 5%. And then the cost of severe complication is $20,000 for both cases. So if we plug this information back into our table, we can see we have a base cost of $5,000 for our existing product, a complication cost of $7,500, or $2,500 of the expected cost of repeat procedure, plus $5,000 for expected cost of severe complication. And then for our new product, our base cost will be $3,000 of hospital cost of operation, plus 2x our new cost per unit. And then our complication cost will simply be $1,000 for the 5% chance of severe complication. If we plug that back into our framework, we see the base cost of $5,000 plus $7,500 is equal to $3,000 plus 2x plus $1,000, which can be simplified to $12,500 is equal to $4,000 plus 2x. If we subtract $4,000 from both sides, we get $8,500 is equal to 2x. And then by dividing both sides by 2, our cost neutral point becomes $4,250. Question 3. What factors would allow Heartco to price product A above the cost neutral point?
So this question is really just asking you to brainstorm a list of additional benefits. It's asking you to think about what are the non-financial benefits or intangible benefits that could benefit our client to sell this product for more.
Additional risk and or costs given utilizing a substandard product could be reputational damage or additional malpractice insurance for the buyer or the hospital. You could have improved patient outcomes and the value of pain reduction. Question 4. Through conversations with customers, the sales team of Heartco has determined customers would be willing to spend $3,000 on product A. What could be done to increase their willingness to pay? The first would be communicate benefits to customers, including the soft benefits of reduced pain, diminished frequency of reoperation on customers, and overall value you are creating to patients that improves their overall health outcomes, hard benefits, or the financial benefits of reduced additional procedures and reduced severe complications that we calculated in the second question. The next approach could be to sponsor publications of favorable articles on the efficacy of product A to raise awareness in hopes of pressuring hospitals or doctors to increase their willingness to pay. And then finally, you could prove efficacy through entering at a price below the cost neutral point.
So this last one's kind of cheating, right? Because I'm not really asking them to increase their willingness to pay. I'm really saying, can we just lower our price with the expectation of in the future, it will increase their willingness to pay. If I looked at these numbers and said, this old product, I have a 50% chance of redoing my procedure, and in this new one, I never do, I wouldn't believe it. And I'd say, okay, like, let me do 50 of these procedures, 100 of these procedures, and see how many of them I have. Or if you're telling me there's 1/5 the chance of having a severe complication, I'd want to know that for sure before I go to my hospital board, before I go to my procurement officer and I advocate for it and I fight for it. Getting these products in the hands of real users and real doctors, actual customers, is really important and will actually probably increase their willingness to pay far more than publishing it in journals. The CEO of HeartCorp chases you down in the parking lot and asks, what is your final recommendation? My answer would be, in conclusion, I recommend we price product A at $3,500. My reasoning is, given the disparity between the customers and our break-even point, we want to bridge that gap and provide some financial benefit to them. This will also continue to accelerate the penetration of this product and continue to prove the efficacy of product A over legacy systems, contributing to the increased awareness of our product having lower or essentially no repeat procedures and significantly decrease risk of severe complications, including heart surgery, which is quite costly for hospitals. Finally, what this will do is allow us to solidify our leading market position before competitors can replicate our product. I would also recommend Heartco to look into the potential cannibalization of their existing product. It is important to understand, especially if we are selling this product below the cost neutral point, how this will impact our profitability and how margins will be impacted given this new rollout. This is a pretty standard pricing case. You walk through a couple different ideas, you lay them out, you calculate what's the break-even point or it's the cost neutral point in this situation, and then you lay out some recommendations about how could we think about our customers to price this differently? How could we bridge the gap between what we want them to pay and what they want to pay? One thing I would also really highlight, make sure you understand the cannibalization perspective. That's something you don't hit on in this case, but is super, super important. And if you have a product that is replacing your old product, chances are you're going to sell it to your existing customers before you use it to acquire new customers. So make sure you understand what's the margin on our old product and what's the margin on this new product, so you understand what is the margin implication. Sometimes candidates think you need like 2 or 3 next steps and you need to sell all this additional work. What you really need to do is make sure you're hitting on the key ideas. What's really important is as this product gets rolled out, it's going to cannibalize our existing sales. And what is the profitability perspective for the company given that cannibalization? If you have enjoyed this video, please check out the other videos on this playlist and on our channel. And thank you for joining us at Essentials Explained.